Let us not seek the Republican answer or the Democratic answer, but the right answer. Let us not seek to fix the blame for the past. Let us accept our own responsibility for the future. John F. Kennedy. Welcome to Progressive Voices of Arizona, a place where people can discuss the issues that affect people all over the nation and look for possible solutions to restore society's humanity. Kick off your shoes, grab yourself a snack and something to drink, and listen in with Scott and Kara, your hosts of Progressive Voices of Arizona.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome to another interesting, or at least somewhat of an interesting show of Progressive Voices of Arizona. My name is Scott. I'm your host, and my wonderful co-host is...
Oh, wait, is that me?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, my name is Kara. I'm his other half, and happy Friday, everyone.
Yes,
we
happy
made
Friday.
Another week.
We made it through the week.
Woo!
The weekend is upon us, and that is a good thing. You can't really go wrong with that. Progressive Voices is available for your viewing on www.provoicesaz.com. You can find us on Facebook, Progressive Voices of AZ, or Arizona. We are on Twitter. We are on Tumblr. We are on YouTube. We are pretty much anywhere and everywhere that you can find us. We broadcast through Spreaker.com, so you can find us there too. So we have a very interesting show tonight. We got quite a bit to talk about. The first thing we want to talk about is the ultimate trolling of President Donald Trump.
You two guys rock.
Now, I don't know if anybody of you understand what CPAC is. CPAC is the Conservative Political Action Conference, and it happens every year. And it's basically a bunch of flag-waving, gun-toting, God-fearing, blah, 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 yada,
So it's
yada.
like the DCCC minus the guns.
No, close, whatever. Anyway, so they're having their big annual convention, and President Trump was there today to give a speech to the CPAC. And a couple of geniuses, and this is why they get the Progressive Voices of Arizona Trolling of the Day
We want you
award.
on our show.
We'd
Call
love.
us.
We're going to have to get these guys on the show. So what happens is today when President Donald Trump took the
that
stage.
just is,
It's
wow.
his title. It's legally his title, so we have to go with that. He took the stage and he was greeted with cheers, chants of the USA, and a shitload of Russian flags with his name on it.
Wait, did you just drop the first curse word?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, shitload is part of the Texas metric system. It's right below fuckload and right above buttload. Anyway, yes, we do swear a few times here and there.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do. So a couple of progressive activists with the group Americans Take Action, Jason Carter and Ryan Clayton, bought tickets to go to the CPAC. And what they did is they took with them a ton of flags, Russian flags, with Donald Trump's name printed on them, and handed them out to the people in the audience. And they actually handed out almost 1,000 flags to the audience before they were discovered.
Is that like the power of suggestion? Like, oh, here's the Trump flag. You automatically wouldn't assume that it would be in a different country. You're just like, oh, he's at a CPAC convention.
It has
he's handing
Trump's
out
name on it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So all these people in the audience are waving Trump Russian flags when he takes the stage.
Putin would
Now,
be so proud.
Yeah, apparently the CPAC staff finally kind of figured it out. It took them a few minutes, apparently, to figure out what they were doing, and they went around and actually started confiscating all the flags, but by that point it was too late. Okay? So Talking Points Memo has an article, and they actually talked to Charter and Clayton, And they said that they organized the prank in order to honor Trump's relationship with Putin. He said that almost no one at CPAC seemed to realize the flag he handed them bore the horizontal red, white, and blue stripes of the Russian Federation underneath Trump's name. I asked people if they wanted a Trump flag, and they took it, Charter said. Many Trump supporters were proudly waving their Russian Trump flags. I think it says a lot about Donald Trump's base and their education level, he added. I don't want to insult anyone, but I think you should know what the Russian flag is. They are one of the world's major powers, and it's pretty easily recognized flag. CPAC staff quickly confiscated the flags, but not before the embarrassing image went viral on social media. Go figure.
But is that actually saying something about, and I'm not dissing flags, so before everybody gets all butthurt, don't. Does it say something that a flag is such an important symbol that not only do that people can't differentiate the difference between American and Russian? I mean, you have the right to burn the flag, but you don't have the right to know the difference between the flag of your country and a flag of another country? Really? And you guys enter the voting booth. Thank you so much and good night.
Yeah, that was such a... So they deserve to get the actual Troll of the Week because they successfully trolled President Trump, the entire CPAC, and pretty much the conservative nation. Okay, so these guys get the Progressive Voices Award. Now, of course, CPAC Communications Director Ian Walters declined to comment to the Talking Points memo about
That's
the flag incident.
That's always a wise thing to do after a controversy.
Yeah, funny how that happens. Now, Charter and Clayton were in the audience, and when Trump was speaking, he actually got up and yelled "fascist," and that's when they were actually removed from the premises by security and told they were barred from re-entry.
Was that after they figured out what that actually meant? And
possibly. It may have taken them a few minutes. Yeah. It's just one of those things. It was an epic, just masterful troll of President Trump and CPAC.
Lee Camp, if you're listening in, please call us. We miss you.
Yeah. We want to talk about this. The guy, Clayton and Charter, oh my God, you guys are masters of trolling because that was just beautiful.
And you know what? It was probably, there's just no nice way to put this, so I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It was probably pretty easy to pull off and probably pretty much effortless because most people are just kind of blinded when it comes to their beliefs and their convictions.
Okay, well, that's true. But, I mean, come on. Come on. Even if you are a Trump supporter, you got to think this is funny. I mean, come on. They were able to troll with 1,000 flags in CPAC. And nobody caught it until it was too late, and it was on the internet, and it was on the news, and it was pretty much everywhere.
So when they handed them out, I'm guessing they were like all rolled up or something, or were they all already out where you could see them?
Don't know, but I don't. If they were able to actually disseminate over almost 1,000 of those flags throughout the entire audience, I don't think people were paying attention to the flag colors at all.
Well, they probably weren't.
They just saw the word
flag.
Trump on it, and Trump was coming up to talk, so they probably said, "Oh, look, Trump's going to be here. We'll wave his flag."
1,000 flags. I wonder how many people. Did it say how many people actually attended the CPAC convention?
Oh gosh, there's probably a few thousand.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I don't know how many. I haven't looked.
But that is kind of interesting because it probably happened in a very quick
short period of time. Yeah. So, Charter and Clayton, you guys are masters. We love you because you did the ultimate troll.
Oh,
see, even Sasha loves you. She's back into the background. She's just very happy about the things that you've done. And Joey wants to chime in too. So we gotta bow down to you guys. We are not worthy because that was just an epic troll. You guys, just awesome. If you're listening to the show, or if you hear about the fact that we were talking about you on the show, email us at hosts@provoicesaz.com. We'd love to have you on the show to talk about how you trolled the President of the United States. That would be awesome. Moving on, we have a lot of different things to talk about today. There's a lot of issues here in Arizona and nationwide that we really need to discuss. The first thing we're going to go ahead and talk about, now that we've talked about our favorite trolls, is that whole First Amendment thing. You know, freedom of the press. Apparently, they had press conferences today, and the White House blocked CNN, New York Times, and other affiliates. CNN, New York Times, Politico, and Los Angeles Times from attending an off-camera press briefing held by spokesman Sean Spicer.
So we finally decided to show up then.
Apparently,
that
yes.
was so nice.
So now we have the White House violating freedom of speech by not allowing news to report the news. So this brings up a pretty big and important issue in the United States of when does the president and the White House itself have the ability to basically black out the press. Okay. Now, there's a lot of freedom of speech, freedom of press, a whole bunch of different issues that pop up into this whole nightmare. But this is how fascism starts. You start blocking news agencies. You start blocking social media. They didn't have social media back in Germany, but they did have media and newspapers and stuff like that. And this is how you start turning the United States into a police state. You start by canceling and killing the ability for the news stations to be able to report the news. You black out information that you are giving out so that only specific, possibly biased news sources have the information that you're giving out. It's fascism at its finest. And even for Trump supporters, to not see this as an attack on our constitutional rights and our freedoms that we are supposed to have in the United States, I can't see how they would actually be okay with this.
How is this making America great again? I think first we need to make America smart again, and then we can go from there. I mean,
well, yeah, that's going to take a bit.
That's actually a whole different show, right?
But
there.
I mean, just in general, how does this make America great again when you take news organizations that report the news? Okay, now let's not go into the whole fake news thing, because anything apparently that President Trump and the White House disagree with is automatically fake news, even if it's fact. Now, the problem is that it's a Republican president. Okay, if it was a Democratic president that did the same exact thing, the Republicans would be up in arms.
It would be a lynch mob.
There would be a lynch mob. They would be screaming and yelling on the news, on Fox News, on every news channel that the press was left out and that you're violating our rights. It's been silent. Okay? None of these Republican legislators at the Capitol have actually weighed in on this at all. So, it's the beginning of a fascist takeover of the United States.
Can I go out on a limb here and ask what's going to sound like a really stupid question?
It's our radio show, sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Liberals, conservatives, whatever way you lean, whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't understand how everybody doesn't get the idea that the news is basically all just a token of the media. It's all the same 6 corporations, whether you listen to Rachel Maddow or Sean Hannity. It's the same 6 corporations that are actually influencing and probably
that's the problem.
funding. So why is it different? It's all a bunch of lies.
Well, it's not all a bunch of lies. Let's not go there.
Oh,